Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Happy to be doing the stream for you guys today. We're over on the YouTube account. We have 143,000 diamonds, so we have a ton over there, and it is my official birthday. That is right, guys. July 23rd is my birthday, so you're joining me for the birthday stream. So going through here, guys, we still need to finish out the Misty Valley. Want to do some more progression in here. Also picking up a couple new heroes, trying to build out Tricia a little bit more. Guineas we have built out pretty well. And then also looking at some of the new heroes that are coming. We finally got the Awakened version of Sophia built, which was really, really cool to see that we do have her built out. Again, we could add some stars to her. I don't think it's really a priority right now, but we can also add some more furniture on there, which is awesome. So Brian is here, Major and Connor as well. Thank you guys for joining me. It's Fun in the Wild event worthwhile. So the big thing with it, Blue Crimson, is the Fun in the Wild. It's an event that just gives you pretty much not much of anything. Now, I did buy this $5 pack, and the reason is for $5 you can get 10,000 diamonds, but overall that's the only pretty good deal. The rest of it, guys, doesn't really yield you many results at all or many rewards at all, but $5 for 10,000 diamonds, in my opinion, is worth it. But when you do look at some of the other events that are actually in here, which it is, I believe, $20 for 45,000 diamonds, is it worth it when you look at the cost kind of ratio? Essentially, you could buy this if you could buy this multiple times to get 40,000 diamonds. So still the Alpinist pack, the Climbers pack, the Advancement packs are a better value because of the diamonds, but you do also get the side rewards that are in here. So again, it's a very small purchase for, you know, small dolphins, really, or someone who really doesn't put much into AFK Arena. It could be worth it because, again, you do get the 10,000 diamonds. So like I was saying, guys, I want to go ahead and I want to hop in here. We're going to do some Q&A, guys. It's been 2 weeks since we've actually done our live stream, but I want to finish out the Misty Valley and I want to get some more copies of Tricia. Now, the big reason with Tricia, and a lot of players don't really understand the logic behind her, her plus 30 engraving is really the game changing when it comes to this hero. She has been worked into a lot of different formations. We've seen her in the Cursed Realm, but we've also seen her in the Wilder Tower, really pushing it. And even if you look, guys, Guineas is seeing a lot of utility, even seeing within, again, the Cursed Realm Nightmare Corridor, we are seeing Guineas. And same with Crisio. Crisio, we are seeing in a lot of game modes as well, which is super cool to see that some of the new heroes are actually finding a place. And it's going to be the exact same with the Awakened version of Sophia. She is going to find a place, and she has been finding a place worked into a couple different formations. It's just going to take time, guys. The new heroes, especially when you look at like Ivan, he is very, very unique in his build, very unique in the design of the hero itself. So players still have to find a place exactly where we're going to be using them. Oh yeah, vacation was awesome. Love the new camera. Thank you, Free to Play Life. Yes, the new camera makes a big difference, guys. The clarity, it was time. I had a little desktop cam, which I spent $80 for when COVID happened. I bought my little $79 cam, a little Logitech cam. That's what I'd been using. Now we went to a better mic, a better camera, everything. It's very nice. So it's 40K, 5 less diamond than the Advancement. And that's what I mean. And that's what I didn't understand, Blue Crimson, is the value, but you can only buy it once. You can only buy it once. So you do get a little bit less diamonds, but you do get more resources, which again is what a lot of people do look at. So light bearers, heroes within 15 seconds. So we do the same, guys. We usually run the Awakened version of Thane in here just because, in my opinion, he is super broke when it comes to a hero. And then we'll pop pretty much whoever else we really need in here. Should put a pet in there, but usually killing everyone within 15 seconds. Short of them having an immunity, this game mode, similar to a lot of game modes, go through incredibly fast, guys. This, I still remember when the Misty Valley came out, and I remember how incredibly difficult the Misty Valley was. And as of now, it's pretty easy. Most players just walk through this game mode. It is pretty easy, short of you being a very new player with limited heroes. But even on my free-to-play accounts, I can run through here. I can get all of the chests pretty easy. Now this one, we need Treznar and we need Ty Lee. So we have her in here, and then we do need Treznar as well. Only thing I see as the hurdle within this one is actually having the heroes. That's where a lot of players, but again, Treznar and Ty Lee, even if you have an elite copy of one of them, you can drop them in there and they will work incredibly well. Mr. Videos Bet, I'm glad you got vacation. Oh, thank you, Night Shiver. Yeah, guys, vacation was awesome. We went up to Port Austin. It is right actually in the thumb of Michigan. Stayed right on Lake Huron, right on the beach. It was absolutely amazing. It was good to get away from, YouTube, AFK Arena, get away from pretty much everything, including the job. Had some family up there for a couple days. It was an incredible amount of fun. And thank you for all the happy birthdays, guys. Yeah, Ivan looks amazing. That is kind of my thought, Blue Crimson. I want to do some of the summons for Ivan as well. We can use out some of those diamonds, so we need no support, no mage in the formation. But Ivan, again, he seems like he is going to be very, very good. We just have to find a place for Ivan. I like how he looks. I like how he works. I wish we could assign who Ivan kind of works with, like we see with Rosaline. I like that ability. I know a couple players were commenting about that over on Reddit and a couple other places that we wish that you could assign like which hero Ivan is going to be working with. Let's drop a pet in here just for fun. But overall, again, it seems like a lot of the new heroes, a lot of the primary 4 faction heroes, we have seen a lot of utility with, and we continue to see an incredible amount of utility. I don't even know the last couple iterations that we've seen different heroes come out, that there has been no utility or no use cases for them entirety. When you look at Walker, when you look at Rigby, when you look at some of the older heroes that we've seen, Alero, there was literally no place that these heroes were used, which it doesn't seem to be the case with the majority of these newer heroes. They are finding places in AFK Arena, which is awesome because we're doing the investment in there, and I just pick kind of some random heroes in there to get this done. And again, this game mode, Scarlet does incredibly well. Baden, any of the Awakened heroes will do pretty well in here. But the Awakened version of Thane, guys, as you can see, dominates this game mode. He kills targets so fast with that wind shear ability. And there's Trishea, 4 light bearers in this formation. And look at that, Night Shiver. Happy birthday. Thank you for being a member to the channel. And there it is, guys. We have a new member. Thank you for supporting the channel. And of course, a lot of you know that Night Shiver is the GM of the guild that we do run. If you're AFK for so many days, it actually does transfer ownership. Night Shiver has been taking care of a ton of it for me, which is awesome. Ivan is an energy batter. Ivan, Awakened, Belinda, or Scarlet. Yes, absolutely, Brian. And that's why I said Ivan is going to find a place. We're not quite sure, and we've kind of been going back and forth on how high we have to build out Ivan or what he's really going to take to be successful as a hero, what the build's going to look like, but we are definitely getting there. I'm chapter 46. I've gotten Awakened Thane, Solus, Brutus, Belinda, and Taylene done. Who's next? If you have Belinda, you have Solus, you have Thane, you have Brutus. Honestly, I would probably go with the Awakened version of Athalia. Now, she is a hero that a lot of players are really heavily leaning on because she does incredibly well. When you look at most of the team comps, she is the best in slot for, I know a ton of the comps. We got to get Trishea in here. And the other one was, oh, no, I don't remember. Trishea Almas. A lot of players don't even know who Almas is, nor do they ever use Almas, but there is Almas, there is Trishea. We'll run both of those. And look at that, guys, a new subscriber. We are just shy of 34,000 subscribers, I believe. We are about 25 short of 45 or 34,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, Ivan does look really, really cool. But again, I would go with probably the Awakened version of Athalia. If you have Thane, you have Solus, you have Brutus, you have Belinda, you have Taylene. Yeah, I would do Athalia just for the fact that, again, the Awakened version of Athalia is being used in pretty much all the formations. And that's what I look at. The utility is also with that one, the Awakened version of Athalia, which is actually right here. She is super broken when it comes to the Celestial Tower. She is one of the heroes that is the driving force for the damage, the SP effect that we see in that Celestial Tower. The other tower is pretty easy to go through, including the Hippo Tower, because you still have Mahira, and you also do have Lucretia in there. But overall, she is a very, very strong driving force within the tower, which again is a reason why so many players do build her. Utility for her is huge. Treasure Scramble, she is still the best in slot. Used in the Treasure Scramble, used in the Nightmare Corridor, used in the Cursed Realm, used in the Twisted Realm. So literally everywhere we are seeing that Awakened version of Athalia, which is pretty cool. All heroes must be the same class. This one I make very short work of because they have to be the same class. So we just go Ranger, and I just go down the line. Again, Thane can clean this up. Ivan is a good comp for Lucretia. Yeah, I haven't tried him much, guys. Again, being on vacation, I didn't catch the release of him on Tuesday. I don't even have any copies of him at this point. I'm hoping that we're going to use the diamonds. We can get the 7 copies that we do need, or maybe an 8th with the summons. I like going through. I like recycling the food. It actually makes it super, super efficient for power leveling the Elder Tree. I don't know what I'm going to do at the point when we get this Elder Tree maxed, but I'm pretty close. I think probably within the next 4 to 6 months, I would say. I feel like we can definitely max out that Elder Tree in its entirety, which again, it's going to be pretty interesting to see where we go from there if we have that Elder Tree completely maxed out. What we're going to focus on building essentially, because it will be, I only have 2 branches that I need to max, and I believe they're both already over level 130 at this point. The other ones are 178 and they are maxed out. All heroes in the back line must be Rangers. So again, this one we do the easy methodology and we just go in with Rangers. That way we know everyone is on the back. Ivan looks sick. I do hope they find an option to choose which hero. Yeah, and Yell Life, that's what we have been talking about. I definitely want to see that. I want to see the ability to have it work on a specific hero. I don't know why the heroes that are specifically kind of built around that dynamic, like what Rosaline was. But I mean, Rosaline, we spent, I believe it was years. I think it was years before we ever seen the ability or the option to go ahead and use that hero somewhere else, to actually assign Rosaline to a specific hero. It was an update that people never really noticed or even thought that we needed. But when we got it, it was an amazing addition. Yeah, the Ivan meta, that's what we're thinking. I've seen Ivan used at MR20 in the Cursed Realm. Oh, that's good. Yeah, if you don't need to build them out, guys, with the engraving, if you don't need to build them out with a lot of different things, I am all about it. Just because the sheer cost of building out these heroes. Let me make sure, guys, this is everything that we got in here. Boom, the stones, the Poe coins. And that is it. We'll pick up that final chest. Run through our rewards really quick, which again, we're getting Trishea. Want to build her out with the plus 30 engraving. The plus 30 engraving in Trishea is a absolute requirement. It is what really drives the damage that she's doing. But we have Essence here. Again, we're getting another Twisted Essence. That's almost another level on the tree. We have 2 more elites right there. One, hopefully, Awakened Hero. 51, what's that? 275 bait. Still trying to get the Beast to level 15. It is still going. And then 450 in addition to some Stargazer cards, tier 3, tier 4 stones. Love the rewards in here, guys. With the Misty Valley just being on repeat, make sure you're going in there. Make sure you are completing that. Now, with the addition of the Misty Valley, we can go ahead and engrave Sophia. That is right, guys. The E60 engraving. Boom. We'd been waiting for that. I was a couple hundred shy going into that to get that E60 engraving. But there she is, guys. That is awesome to see. Because remember, with the Awakened Heroes specifically, that unlocks this bottom talent. If you're missing essentially the furniture in here, you're missing a lot of the talents in here. Even if you're missing the signature item or if you're missing the engraving, you're missing a lot of what the hero can do, guys. You really, really do have to invest into the Awakened Heroes, which is the reason why I say build one at a time. It is super imperative, guys, that you build one at a time. If you're trying to build a bunch out at the same time, you're going to split your resources. It's going to be incredibly hard to build them. It is tough. Hope Cursed Friends does a guide this week. So what they've done, Blue Crimson, the GM, I believe it's Tartaros. I know they've been incredibly busy with the Abyssal Expedition, and I believe he runs 2 or 3 guilds for the Cursed Friends if you're over on Discord. So the time and effort that he puts into those guides is absolutely crazy to see. Big shout out to him. But overall, with the Abyssal Expedition and trying to place in the top 10, it's incredibly difficult. And again, the time consumption on there is what he was kind of looking at. So I did pick up one of these records again with some of the purchases that we're doing in here. So I'm hoping with this one that we can draw the Mythic Scrolls, guys. Every now and then we get lucky and we do pull those. Got some more Poke Coins out of there, which I am more than happy with. Let's pop open all of these chests. And we have quite a bit. Look at this. We have 46 rare heroes, guys. This is all food, all fodder. We can just recycle all of those. 2 superb elite stones. Boom. Not too bad. We got Orin. I believe both of those are food. I believe he already is at 5 stars. Then we have 11. We are looking for the Celestials and Hypogeans. That is really the build that we want to get out of this one. We get a Mord, or right here. I'm not even drawing a blank on her name now. But we got a copy of Moriel, which is okay. She used to be best in slot for an incredible amount of time. Food, food, food. Everybody else in here at this point is fodder. So we got 1, and that's 1 closer, guys. Red chest, we have 578. Been saving those. And again, I think I'm going to build out Trishea quite a bit to continue building them out. But we have a lot of summons in here, and we have a lot of food. Look at that we can recycle. Moriel actually gets another star with that one. There we go. And since I built her originally, we haven't used her for anything else, guys. It kind of stinks when you see a lot of the Celestials and Hypogeans, even the Awakened heroes, that kind of just fall to the wayside because you're not using them anymore. We did put Ivan in here, which is good. Quite a few summons. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys. That is awesome. Yeah, Moriel, not bad. 1 closer to getting them built. That is the way that I look at it, guys. Because remember, once you get them to 5 stars, you don't pull copies of them anymore out of those stones, which means the probability of pulling other heroes goes up dramatically because I'm getting a lot more of the 5 stars, Celestials and Hypogeans, which are incredibly, incredibly useful. Now, of course, Sophia, we still have in there, already up to 34 cards. I'm saving the cards for the next Awakened hero, guys. We know there's 2 more coming, which is going to be the Wilder and the Graveborn. A lot of players are still speculating, but they're saying Tassie and they're saying Chimera. Those are the 2 that I am hearing, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. If it is going to be Tassie, if it is going to be Chimera. And that's also why a lot of players are saying with the current Voyage of Wonder that we did, which was Tassie, they're kind of doing a couple things around Tassie to bring her back as the Awakened hero in the next couple weeks, which again would be pretty interesting to see if that is the route they go and if we do see her as the Awakened version. Your Furry free-to-play account started mentoring my free-to-play. You went away. Do you keep... Yeah, Jaffa. So what happened with those is when I went on vacation that week, I was gone for 7 days, almost 8 days, Jaffa. I didn't have access to any of those accounts. I didn't have my iPad. I didn't have anything. Absolutely. The free-to-play account and this account are the 2 that I am absolutely using and will continue. The rest of them have kind of went to the wayside a little bit just because of time constraints, real life things of that nature. But absolutely, Jaffa, I will hop on there. It's your birthday today? Mine too. Happy birthday, Mickey. Yeah, big shout out. Yep, it is my birthday. The official birthday is today. I am 44. That is right, guys. I am getting old, but I am 44 today. Let's hop on here and do the summon. So I have 88 here. Again, fingers crossed that we pull 1 copy of Ivan, if not more than 1 copy. And there we go, guys. There he is. That means we can get 7 out of there, which gives us the ability to actually take him up to the Ascended level. So if we do need him, we can build him out quite a bit. But if we get 2 more, we can actually add that 1 star in there. So I'm hoping, again, fingers crossed that we can get a triple. Look at that, guys. Is it? Edwin, Sylvana, and Viden. I was hoping that was going to be another one, but there is a triple, which is awesome. Do I think Lilith will release another dimensional? I do. I do think that Lilith will release another dimensional. I do not think it will be a crossover, but I do think it is going to be another dimensional hero. I think it's going to be just kind of a regular run-of-the-mill dimensional that they do and not an official crossover. There is Sylvana. Then the last one, just some more resources. But we do have a little bit of One card on the table, which is Theowen again. Yeah, streamer luck. I know it always seems to come up, guys. But there we go. We have 116 common scrolls already. Let's see an Awakened Hero. Fingers crossed, guys. I want to see an Awakened Hero here. That would be absolutely crazy to see. If we can pull some more copies of Ivan, but if we can get an Awakened, there's a double. Palmer I will take. I believe he is at 4 stars at this point. So Palmer should be almost done as well. Again, diamonds, we are starting to stockpile. We're waiting to see a new Celestial or Hypogen is what I'm essentially waiting for. There's a copy of Golas, and we are full. As even with all the slots we have here, that is going to be a lot more food. Look at that. Those are all heroes to recycle into hero coins, taking the hero coins into building out and power leveling that Elder Tree. There's a copy of Trishea. I need, I think, one more of Trishea is, I think, all that we need to add. We might already have one, or yeah, we did. We got one, that's right. There's a copy of Savius. In the final pull here, just gives us some rare, but we have one more on the table. Let's go, Graveborn. What do you think of Crescio? Also, do you like Chick-fil-A? Never tried it. Wanted your opinion? Oh, yeah. So Crescio first. We'll knock that one out first. Crescio does incredibly well, and Crescio is a driving force when it comes to the tower. So Crescio, when you look at the King's Tower and you look at the Brutal Citadel, Crescio is absolutely crushing it in here, guys. Most comps right there. He stands alone. He is doing so much damage, and that doesn't even have him fully built out. Crescio's damage is very, very high. It's almost been a replacement that we've seen with Drez. He is doing incredibly well. Crescio is also the best in slot hero for the Nightmare Corridor. We're seeing his built out quite a bit and utilized within the Nightmare Corridor, again, with the best in slot heroes in there. He is doing incredibly well within the game mode, which is really cool to see. Because again, he has some utility, but outside of those two places, I don't think we're seeing him anywhere else. Personally, I like his build. I like his build. I like how he works. And do I like Chick-fil-A? Yes, I do like Chick-fil-A. I think they do have quality chicken. I used to live down south, guys. North Carolina, Tennessee, we had Chick-fil-A. Moved back to Michigan. They just opened a Chick-fil-A actually down the road, probably about 5 minutes down the road. Chick-fil-A is pretty good, but right now, Chick-fil-A is about a 45-minute wait if you want to eat at Chick-fil-A, which is kind of crazy. I do like it. The chicken tenders in there and chicken sandwiches are awesome. Yes, it is good, but right now it is not worth the wait for Chick-fil-A, is my opinion, because it takes an incredible amount of time for where I'm at. All right, so let's get into the summons, guys. Again, we have chances to get 7. Now, the reason why I have 7, I get this question every single time, is because of the VIP level. With being on VIP level 15, I think at this point, I do get 1 extra summon chance, which means the one that we already got plus the 7 we're going to pull out of here gives us the 8 copies, taking Ivan up to that ascended level. So we're going to be able to build him out in his entirety. And also, guys, we're going to get a ton of food in here. We always get a lot of food. There we go, guys. There's copy number 2. So I want to make sure that we don't overbuild. And I want to get some doubles in here, some triples, because this is a very expensive way to build these heroes, guys. And there is number 2. I love how he looks, and I love the avatar frame. His frame, guys, same with Sophia's, are just absolutely sick. The look of the frames, the animated frames that they have for these heroes is incredibly, incredibly cool looking. And I like his build. The battery, again, I feel like he is going to find places to work in formations, and he has. We've seen him with a lot of utility within, of course, the Greyborn Tower, just because you're limited to the heroes you can use in there. But he is going to find a place, and he's going to find a place in all of these formations. And there's the double, guys. Boom. Let's see, what do we got? 0 left. That's what I thought. So we will go ahead. Max ascended, and there is 1, 2, 3, and 4 copies of him, as well as a ton more food. We'll build him out, and we'll see if by chance we can build him up a little bit higher. And I don't think, again, not a lot of testing right now, but I don't think we need a ton of furniture on him, and I don't think we need a ton of engraving on him. I know the plus 20 engraving But again, I don't want to go in there and use it because I already committed to building Trichia. So Trichia, we added that other star on so we can engrave. I still need mats, guys. I still need engraving mats. We need more furniture in there. And here we go. There he is. Boom. Level 763, guys. We are coming up on level 800, which is absolutely crazy to think that. I remember when we power leveled to 650, then we power leveled to 7, power level to 750, and now we are encroaching on 800, which again is kind of crazy. We continue to just build up these levels kind of nonstop, guys. It's really a push and a build. So every day I buy these out of the store. I buy both the essence and the chest out of here. I've also been buying these to build up the awakened version of Sophia. So we've been building those out as well. I do the refresh, but I buy these every day. It gives me a couple thousand every day, which is perfect as we continue to build these. Hippo, I already have Brutus and Solus at 1 star. Should I buy more copies of them in the new Temple Rift season or go for the emblems? Yes, absolutely. 100% guys, if you checked out some of the newer videos, even looking at the older tier list, the awakened version of Sophia didn't really change the tier list very much. But what we're seeing is a lot of awakened heroes are kind of power creeping over some of the older heroes. So even like Brutus is seeing a lot less utility than we've kind of seen from Brutus in the past. It seems like just like with the awakened version of Taylene, even the awakened version of Aziz, it seems like these heroes are having kind of less of a presence across the board. We're seeing less utility with the older awakened heroes, and the newer awakened heroes are essentially just replacing them, and we're continuing to see that exact same trend. So in here, guys, you know what? I'm going to drop out Drez, but I want to get Drez 9 of 9. Drez, where he is used, still makes a big difference, especially with the build. We have Trichia in there. We have Sophia in there. There we go. So I'm going to put Ivan in there. Still building out a lot of other heroes. We still have a couple more. So we have no one at 8 of 8. So we just have to look out for the couple that we have right here as we get into this mythic furniture. Yeah, I would 100%, guys. I would go all in for the cards to build the awakened version of Belinda. She is still by far the queen. She is the highest damage dealer in AFK Arena. Even looking at Rem is probably about on par with the awakened version of Belinda. But overall, guys, the awakened version of Belinda is used literally 100% in every single game mode. Even if we ran the Abyssal Expedition, the first 3 bosses, even the main boss, she was the top damage dealer in every single formation, through every single session, every single boss, every single gate boss of the Abyssal Expedition was the awakened version of Belinda. There we go, Trichia and Mahira. So we need one more for Mahira, and she will be at that 9 of 9 furniture. And I'm building out Mahira because I use her really 2 places. Look at that, another double, and it's Edwin. I think that might build out Edwin in his 9 of 9, which it does, guys. That builds out him in the entirety. So that is awesome. 2 double pulls there. So Edwin, we can drop out. I'm going to drop Drez back in here. There we go. So 8 of 9. We can build him out. We need one more here. So we got to look out for Mahira, and we have to look out for Drez, and that takes Trichia to the 3 of 9 as well. Very cool, guys. We still have 65,000 poke coins. They add up fast. When you're looking at a couple hundred every single day, then you put the Misty Valley on top of there. There is Drez, just like that. And we have 1 on the table, but that takes Drez to 9 of 9. Now the question is, who is next, guys? Looking through here, a majority of these we have built. I mean, we almost have everybody to the 9 of 9 furniture. Even here, most of them are all built. And I'm thinking of kind of heroes that we still use. I might drop Saurus in there just for that damage mitigation piece. We almost have Baden there. Kelthar we still see a little bit of utility with. Even here, we have everyone that I have built, guys. Short of Wukong has that 9 of 9 furniture. We have 8 of 9 right there. But again, everyone is built, and they are all 9 of 9, short of the couple that we really don't use. Again, thinking of heroes that we use within probably the towers would be my thought. So you know what? We still use Skarath every now and then. Alero. Man, that's pretty tough. That is a pretty tough call. on who to build. I'm going to build Saurus just because I still use Saurus. Yeah, that's right. Warwick as well. Warwick in the bone break ability. I don't think I have any on him. Yeah, I'm going to drop Warwick in there. Yeah, Solus. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Skarath. I was kind of looking at Morrow. Yeah, the original version, the OG Saurus. Yeah, Warwick might be good. Peggy, I know a lot of people do still love Peggy. The Awakened version of Belinda, we could actually do that as well. What do you think of the new event? So I like the event, Mickey. So the new Haunting Dreamscape, I like the event. I feel like they really, really need to fine tune it, Mickey. Meaning that like the ability to use all 16 abilities. We don't know which one you've used and which ones you haven't used. They're very vague about getting to that hidden level. I know a lot of players were over on Reddit talking about it. They need to fine tune that event. I like the event, and I think it would be cool if they did it with a couple different heroes. But again, they really need to fine tune the event. It's not very intuitive for a player, especially for a new player to AFK Arena, to kind of figure their way through it. And they also stopped, I believe, at 100 points, not 150 points. A lot of players pushed to get everything built within there, and essentially it not having any effect. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that Night Shiver. That is a really good idea. Dropping in that Awakened version of Belinda, we can strengthen the furniture past that 9 of 9, which again is going to be super beneficial because she is still the strongest hero in AFK Arena, guys. She just absolutely crushes it, which I might go back, add some stars back on her. That's a good thing we probably could do. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments if you're thinking that we should add some more stars on that Awakened version of Belinda. We can take her to 5 stars. Just for the simple fact, we have the diamonds, we have the Stargazer cards. We could build her out a little bit, but remember, that is a significant investment if we continue down that road. Happy birthday, wish you. Oh, thank you, homie Yoshi. Homie Yosh. Thought it was Yoshi. Maybe another player. Is the new Celestial hero good maxed out? Do you mean Demia? I think, Peter, you mean Demia. Yeah, Demia is a hero, guys. You do have to build out. She requires a pretty significant build, and she's another one that the higher you build her, the better you build her, the better she's going to perform. Can you give her the last 2 stars? Yeah, absolutely, Major. And that's what I was thinking, guys. Let me know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And there's Ty Lee. We still have Ty Lee in there. We have 6, so that gives us 7 right there. She's another one, guys. Mauler Tower is still an absolute struggle. It is still, even with the Awakened version of Sophia, because I don't have Drez, a lot of heroes I don't have within the tower. There's Oku. And if I do have them in the tower, I don't have them built up with furniture, and I don't have a lot of them built up with signature items. So it does make a really, really big difference when you are playing the heroes, and when you are, or when you do have them built up a little bit, it makes a big difference. I just want to make sure that we're not overcapping anyone short of Belinda. 7-7, so we have no one but Mahira at 8. And I want to see, guys, Mahira is one that, again, utility-wise, there's Sophia. Utility-wise, we still use Mahira for the Hypo Tower. We still use her for the campaign. Still has a lot of utility, which is the reason why I'm building out the furniture. Not a huge need, not a big driving force to build her out, but it does help with these survivability issues that we do see with her sometimes. It makes a difference. Makes a difference with the survivability that we have in there. So again, Sophia, we built out a little bit further. I'm going to drop them all on Sophia because I am using her, and I'm using her a ton within the Treasure Scramble. So that will build her up a little bit further. I want to get her to 9 of 9. And there we go. We're too shy at this point. Not close enough, but we should be able to sell back and have enough to actually recycle all this. 4,400, that gives us 1 more summon, which it's not going to be a mythic in there. That's okay. Every summon we do, guys, is 1 closer, just like the regular heroes. Every single summon that we do is 1 closer, but that adds on a lot more furniture. And where are we at now, guys? Let me hop back in here. We are at 826 pieces. Look at that, 826 pieces, guys. which is crazy. We are closing in on 1,000 pieces of furniture in AFK Arena. And again, when you look at light bearers, a lot of them, I don't have furniture. Newer heroes, I've built out quite a bit more, but same with the maulers. The amount of heroes in here that are missing 9 of 9 furniture it is kind of crazy, but we're going to continue building them, guys. We're just going to keep it going. All right, so now we have some decisions to make. Let's see. 5-star Awaken Belinda. Yeah, I'm fine with Tassie for storyline disease. And that's it. And Zothamus, that's what a lot of players were saying, which is the reason why, again, a lot of players were kind of going in and looking at Tassie, was the simple fact that she goes in with the storyline of what's going on with everything, which again is pretty cool to see that if they come in and they do the Awakened version of Tassie, what they're going to do or how they're going to build her into the story. But if they don't do Shamira, again, I'm going to be so incredibly upset if they do not do the Awakened version of Shamira, guys, because we have been waiting for her for such a long time. And everybody said, you know, she should have been the first one before Baden, which I 100% agree with. I really feel like they should have done her first, just for the nostalgia aspect of it and for the build that we do have. What's the build for Guineas? So Guineas, I have already at 309. I'm not putting the engraving on him. I do, like a lot of players do, the +20 signature item, which is really all that you need. When he receives damage access to 20% of the health, he takes 90% less damage and loads the shell. So the big thing with this, with the +30, and this is the reason why, if you're building him stronger, if you're building him, if you want to build him, it'll work. But I do not like the situational things. That's what a lot of things really look at, Lucifer, is if it's situational. So when Guineas receives damage that exceeds 20% of his max health in boss fights where he's used Nightmare Corridor, things of that nature, he is not going to take that much damage. This only applies to level deficiencies. So Lightbearer Tower specifically, because I'm not using him in the campaign, so the +20 on him will work incredibly well. Now, most players have said this is what is good. Right here, guys, the 9 of 9 furniture. So the 209 on Guineas will work incredibly well with this, because right there, Guineas has 5 stacks of Steel Will, while other allies with the Fearless Shield also gain damage buffs and damage reduction, which is awesome to see, because right here, each stack of Will of Steel increases the damage he deals by 3%, damage reduction by 3%. This effect can stack 20 times. 209 on him, guys, is huge. Again, the engraving, I'm not getting him. I'm not engraving him. Just for a simple fact, I have so many other heroes in there that I really need to focus on. Still waiting on Awakened Walker. You're going to be waiting, hopefully, an incredible, incredible long time. Yeah, Guineas, guys, the 209 will work incredibly well. Yeah, I like how the event says crap and like, well, yeah. It's pretty funny with the trash talking Aziz in there. Can you read the last chat? Is the new Awakened hero good? Because I'm thinking of saving for the next. So Peter, the Awakened version of Sophia is working incredibly well. And she's being used in most game modes. So this is the way that I kind of evaluate and look at building out the heroes, is when you look at different game modes, when you look at some of the leaderboards with the best in slot players, where is the Awakened version of Sophia being used? Right there. Or is the Awakened version of Sophia being used? Which, yes, in that comp right there, we have the Awakened version of Sophia being used. Now, same thing when you go to the Nightmare Corridor, hop in here. Is the Awakened version of Sophia being used within this game mode? Yep. Awakened version of Sophia is being used right there. Is she going to be used in the Mauler Tower? 110%. Absolutely, she is going to be used in the Mauler Tower. Then we can even hop over to the Treasure Scramble. We're ranked 87 right now, doing incredibly well. Hop on the leaderboard and see what exactly this looks like. Looking at some of the comps in here, right there, guys, the Awakened version of Sophia is being used. So pretty much every part of AFK Arena, she is being used, including in the tower. So again, when you look at big picture AFK Arena before you build a hero, is there going to be a lot of utility for the hero? Absolutely. 100% there is going to be utility because she is being used in so many different game modes. She's going to have utility. So building her out, is it worth it? Right now for utility, yes, she is going to be used in a lot of different places. The shiny stars is 80 and the red is 60. Yeah, that is the difference of the stars. And you'll notice, guys, I do not have anyone at the E80 engraving. In my opinion, personally, the value of the return. So if I brought a hero, let's say the awakened version of Belinda, up even higher to add more engraving, the cost return, in my opinion, is not there if you're a whale, if you're putting a lot of money into AFK Arena, if you really want to focus on heroes that you love to build. Absolutely, guys, build them out to where you want, and they will work incredibly well. They'll work better than incredibly well. But overall, the investment that it costs to take them that high, in my opinion, guys, is not worth it. It's too expensive. The same reason if you're building them to a plus 40 signature item, for instance, the awakened version of Belinda, we can take this to a plus 40 signature item. It costs, I believe it's 1,050 if I remember correctly from memory, 1,050 to build to a plus 40 signature item. But in that same manner is I can build 3 other heroes to a plus 30 versus taking 1 to a plus 40, which again, the return, in my opinion, is much, much higher for the heroes that we can build up to a plus 30 signature item, just like Trishia. Building her up to a plus 30 signature item makes a big difference versus just taking one hero up a little bit further to build them out, to strengthen them out a little bit. And also when it gets to the point of, if there's a hero that you're not using anymore, that's kind of the other caveat, is if you're taking, let's say, you took the awakened version of Taylene up to 5 stars, you took her to a plus 40 signature item, you built out the furniture, you engraved her to 80 or 100, and now she's not being used in any game mode. That is a mega, mega high investment, guys, for a hero that you're not using anymore. Again, if you're in the whale category, go ahead and build them out. Doesn't even make a difference at that point because you're just going to be putting more into it as new heroes come out. But if you're looking to conserve resources, I don't see the return for building the heroes out that much higher. Again, just because of the sheer cost for it. It is super expensive, even the engraving cost. That's why even all of these, I usually keep them at a 60 or a 67. Just because of the additional stats we can get at 67, but taking them to an 80 is the cost, guys. It is the sheer cost that we have going in there. Might be a time I build them up higher, but I like conserving my resources, and I do save a considerable amount, which here we have 3,300. We need what, 3,750, I think, to build another hero to plus 30, and then 4,500 to go to a plus 60. So again, just saving my my resources in there. I'm enjoying the other YouTube channel. Oh, thank you, Moneymaker. Big shout out to Moneymaker. Checking out the financial counseling and education over there on the other channels. Can I get you to start saying 209 as 29 instead of 209? 20. Wait, 20. No, because 29 would be confusing, Blue Crimson. For me personally, 209 as 20, because if I say 29, so if you think about it, Blue Crimson, if you do 29, 29 is the signature item. So if I do 29 instead of 209, that's why, because when you look at it, how it is typed out mathematically is the first 2 are signature item, whether it's 0, whether it's 10, 20, 30, whether it's 25, whatever it may be. The third number in the digit is the furniture. So it's going to be 0, 3, or 9 of 9. So 0 furniture, 3 of 9 furniture, or 9 of 9 furniture. And the last 2 are going to be the engraving, which is going to be 0, usually 30, 36, 34, 32, 60, 67, whatever. So if I say 29 instead of 209, that I would read Blue Crimson as having a 29 signature item, period. I wouldn't even think of the engraving. That's why. That's kind of how it's broken down. I know a lot of players do ask about it. But that is kind of the breakdown. So if I just said 29, it makes me think just the 29 signature item, not taking her to a 30, which we've seen with heroes in the past. Honestly, I'm in chapter 42. Which of these heroes would you recommend investing? Scarlet, Raku, Orin, or Crescio? Scarlet. But Badal, Scarlet still has an incredible amount of utility. through an incredible amount of game modes. Scarlet is still used, even a lot of places where if you don't have Belinda quite built, Scarlet is still used in a ton of different places. Do I have a YouTube short with Palmer? Yes, I do. I covered almost all of the heroes. I haven't covered, I think Trishia was the last one that I did. I have not done Ivan yet. Ivan is definitely one that we will build out and we will focus on to get the optimal build. Right now, again, little bit too new with Ivan. We have to see exactly where he falls and where his utility comes. When other allied heroes sacrifice their health, a puppet recovers energy points. We're going to have to see again the build on Ivan, exactly where we're going to build him, where we are going to build him, where he needs to be built, kind of what is the minimal, the optimal build, and then of course the whale build. We'll cover it soon as we do have when we do have the ability to build him out, and again seeing where we want to build him out. Let's see if we have any of those 209 chest or tier 2 chests, which we do not. Again, I need more stones. We've been building out a lot, guys. We just need some more stones in here. And look at that. Welcome, Brian. Thank you for being a Hippo supporter. That is 2 new members to the channel. We have 1 new subscriber, which is awesome, guys. Like I said earlier, we are going into 34,000. I always have to hesitate and stop to think about it. We are going to 34,000 subscribers. We are very, very lucky to be at this point, guys. It's been an incredible journey and I love doing it. Most of you know I love doing the live streams. It is something that I look forward to, even on my birthday. Doing the live streams is a lot of fun for me and I love doing it. I think it's worth buying. The fun in the wild is worth it. For $5, again, if you're putting a little bit into AFK Arena, you can. I mean, you get 10,000 diamonds out of it for a $5 return. That is pretty good. I've heard the lore enjoyers, the next awaken is likely to be Iran. Happy birthday as well. I hope not. So Iran, I don't know if they're going to or how they're going to kind of build it in. It would be cool. I mean, he was really, he's the 5-pole. If you've ever used the 5-pole, if you've ever played AFK Arena for a while, Iran was the reason when we had Scrass Furniture come out. He is the 5-pole in its entirety. Has a lot of utility. Still, again, campaign formations, things like that. Thorn cheese, we're still seeing him used. The Lucretia cheese, still seeing him used. Still has some utility, but overall, guys, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind Tassie. I would absolutely love to see 100% if we seen Almas go to that Awakened version. I wouldn't mind, again, seeing Tassie. Kaz, I would be okay with. Most of the Wilders I am okay with. It is the Graveborn when I really want to make sure, guys, I want it to be Shamira more than anything. And again, going to be super disappointed if it is not Shamira when they go in there. Mishka or Grez for mid-game. Mid-game, you're going to use Mishka a lot more. Grez does require a little bit more of a build. But even with some of my newer accounts, Mishka does a lot better than Grez does mid-game because of the wolves. That's one of the big things. A lot of times with Grez doesn't have the time mid-game to scale, while Mishka will still provide a lot of crowd control. Where can I acquire Rem? So Nicholas, right now, Rem, you cannot acquire right now. So eventually what happens, guys, is usually after about 6 months of the heroes being released, they will show up here into the Garrison. So when Rem came out, you probably have 2, 3, maybe even 4 months, Nicholas, before you're going to be able to actually Garrison Rem. It took a long time before we got Geralt and Yennefer. But again, you probably have several months before Rem and Amelia do come into AFK Arena to go in the Garrison shop, so you can use them. It's going to be a while before they're in here. Short of, I believe you can borrow them. That's really going to be the other place is you can borrow them. But again, the limited use. But remember, guys, this is probably one of the absolute biggest overlooked things that we see within AFK Arena is when you're building out Awakened Heroes, always keeping in mind who you can garrison. That is really something that is incredibly important. For instance, the Awakened version of Baden is used in pretty much every game mode, just like a lot of the other Awakened heroes. If you can borrow the Awakened version of Baden without having to build the Awakened version of Baden, It is one, and that is essentially what I did with this account. I did not build Baden originally. I just merked Baden every single week to make sure that I had him to use within the Nightmare Corridor and also within the Cursed Realm. Now, the only place you cannot use them is, of course, the Treasure Scramble, guys. This, you cannot use merc heroes in the Treasure Scramble, which makes it a little bit more difficult to deal with. But overall, this is really the place you have to build your own heroes to use them in the Treasure Scramble. But short of that, the other game modes, make sure you merc the ones you can build or the ones that you need to fill in slots. A lot of players, again, if you don't have Rem is used in a ton of content. Merc a copy of Rem, guys. You have to have the heroes that are very specific. Whatever build and whatever team comps you can do within those game modes are super important. I've heard a few people say Gorvo. That would be interesting to see. Gorvo as well. Is it worth it to buy from the Temporal Rift copies of Awaken to add more than 1 star? I wouldn't, and I really haven't. So even looking here in the Temporal Rift, guys, if you guys checked out the video this morning, I pushed my first 100 floors, which we knew would be pretty easy. So we have 5 more days right there. But looking in here, even looking at the purchases, really the only one that I would build, and I would probably only build up to 1 star out of here, would be the Awakened version of Solus. Still, again, getting some copies out of here relatively early, but I would absolutely 100% pick up all of these cards, guys. You want the time emblems every single place, and I cannot stress it enough. Every single place in AFK Arena, you want to get the time emblems. If time emblems are an option, if you ever want the ability to build out the Awakened heroes, you have to get the time emblems in every single manner, in every single place that you can, every single time. If time emblems are an option, again, in any game mode, even looking at the story, even looking at anywhere else, they are the priority right there. Guild Store, same thing. They are the priority to get in every single aspect. Time emblems are the priority to build out the Awakened heroes, guys. They are by far, hands down, the strongest heroes in AFK Arena. And that's it, period. There's no contesting it. There's no, regardless of if you have the hero built, it's kind of either you have the hero built or you don't. Once you bought all the emblems, what to buy in the Temple Rift. So once I buy all the emblems, usually I would revert to, and this again is kind of, so once I buy all of the time emblems, I go back and I pick up the Stargazer cards. The reason is when you look at Stargazer cards, so every 1 card in here is 500 diamonds. So if you're looking at your Celestials and your Hypogeans, even if you do have them built, is for future use, I buy all of these cards out as well. We know we can get cores, and we do get cores out of quite a few events, but when it comes to the exchange, when it comes to the Stargazer cards themselves, you're going to have more Celestials, you're going to have more Hypogeans. But in addition, guys, you also have to remember, Lawman, is you're also going to have the time or the Stargazer cards that you're going to have to use to build the Awakened heroes. You're getting the time emblems out of there and you're building up these Awakened heroes. Once you get that Awakened hero up to that Ascended, now comes in and kicks in those Stargazer scrolls, because you're going to have 3 more copies to add that 1 star onto that Awakened hero, which means it's going to be diamonds or it's going to be scrolls. One or the other is going to be the driving force on how you build those. Those are really I buy them all out. Literally this 200 row, I will buy it all out. 160, I'll buy it out. Then of course, all of these the same. I will buy out all of the cards in here because again, Celestials and Hypogeans, when you look, again, big picture at AFK Arena, when you look at the Awakened heroes, they are the strongest. A majority of the second slot is your Celestials and Hypogeans. They help support other factions. They support themselves. They are very, very strong in their own right. And again, in addition, you can also build them out when it comes to those Awakened heroes. Everyone should know about how we say the build numbers. 29 E30, no one should mistake as 29. So Blue Crimson, with that being said, there were a couple heroes, and this might be, and look at that, we have another new subscriber, Jerome, thank you for subbing to the channel. Again, we're on our way to 34,000. What has happened before Blue Crimson is we have seen heroes where The plus 30 signature item is broken. So you don't want to take a hero to a plus 30 signature item. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that was the case with the Awakened version of Belinda. This was broken right here. So players were saying to take Belinda to a 25 or a 29, but do not build Belinda to a 30. And I believe we've seen the same thing with Sophia. Sonia. I believe Sonia was the same, guys, that players were not taking her to a 30 again, that it was kind of broken in that. Does BlueStacks work for iOS? I do not think so, because BlueStacks is Google. Joe Joker, it is Google. It is the Google Play Store in here. It is not iOS. Oh, is today your birthday? Oh, thank you, Peter. Yep, today is my official birthday. That is right, guys. 44 years old. Awakened Isabella wouldn't be bad. As much as I like Isabella, and again, it's not so much the build of the hero, Dark Lucifer. It is more about the reminisce in the nostalgia and the amount that Chimera carried AFK Arena. If you've been playing AFK Arena for a considerable amount of time, Chimera was the go-to. Chimera was the absolute destroyer of everything in the world, which was awesome. Is it worth getting Edwin to the 9 of 9 furniture and Crescio? So Edwin, I do like incredibly well with his Dominion. So we just got him, I believe, to that 9 of 9. So in here, when an allied hero with a Dominion takes normal attack damage, the attacker loses energy. So there's an energy reduction. This effect can be triggered up to 1 time. That is pretty big in a couple different game modes. We have also seen Edwin being worked into the Cursed Realm at this point. But if you're using him, especially in the Greyborn Tower, it's going to work. Is it a big, huge priority? Not really, not a top priority. Where, in my opinion, guys, Crescio is. The reason being, when you look at Crescio, since Crescio is a damage dealer, like we've said before, the damage dealers you have to have built out. Esta, you have to have the damage dealer. It is not only for the ability that we have here in the inn, which you can see there's quite a bit for Crescio. Crescio over Edwin, absolutely. The reason is not only the stats that you get in here, but also the abilities that they have. The first time he is protected hero takes fatal damage. So the first time the protected hero dies, he becomes invulnerable for 3 seconds and consumes 50% of his own health to heal him. That is going to be a cheat death, guys. That is super, super strong for Crescio. So again, not only the cheat death right here, but also the stats that they're bringing in here. If you want your damage dealers to deal damage like they're supposed to, you have to build them out, and you have to build them out high because of the damage factor. The stats, everything really is amplified when you're building out these heroes, when you're adding more stats on there. Is Amelia worth building? Yes. Amelia is worth building, guys. The instant crowd control she brings is super broken. And then you couple that right here with this plus 30 signature item. Any enemies that are frozen, the allied receives 100 energy points. That is right, guys. So off the bat, the entire enemy side is frozen and your side is getting energy points because that side is being attacked while they are frozen. Awesome. That is huge. The plus 30 on here is huge. And then, of course, this right here, allied heroes outside of the zone receive its half strength, which, of course, is right here. They get a bonus to energy. That's the big thing with the E30 is the bonus to energy. Now, I did build her out to the 60 for the PvP aspect of it, but Amelia is a hero that is absolutely worth building. I do need Chimera, but for the Wilders, I want Respin. Respin, that's, again, pretty good one. Happy birthday. Have you seen any details about the new Treasure Vanguard event or the final 20 Treasure Scramble? We're waiting to see, GJ, what that looks like. And that's what, so it even says here, the Vanguard selection of a treasure commander has started. We have to see what that looks like. We don't know. And again, there hasn't been a ton of details put out about that to see exactly what that means. But again, it might be some bonus, I guess, for higher level players. Because again, looking in here, even the meadow, we have the little meadow. But getting to the point of being a Treasure Vanguard, whether it's the top 10 or 15% or the top 10 or 15 players, is going to be interesting to see what the rewards are, because I mean, if you look at these guys, when you look at the PvP aspect, it is heavily whaled. I mean, everybody in here is an E80 or an E100. Even looking down here, guys, Thorin's at an E80. They're built out crazy. So to get into even the top 100 for me is incredibly, I am happy at 92. Anything, you know, less than probably 2%, I'm super happy with. Building them out a little bit further, but I want to see what that Treasure Commander does come out with. Even after 3 Awakened build, I keep forgetting that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Keep borrowing heroes. Just got back in the game and the Heroes Return game an option. Choose a bunch of heroes. I chose Taylene. Yeah, Taylene is good. Taylene, again, if your earlier game with the Heroes Return, Nicholas, Taylene will do well. What's your thought on Ivan? So yes, Ivan, I feel like, again, I think Ivan is going to make a big impact. We're going to have to see exactly where he is worked into. And again, with heroes like Ivan, he's pretty unique with the build, which is the reason why some players are kind of on the fence and kind of hesitant. We'll find where he's going to be worked into, adding more haste in there, building him up to the plus 30. We'll find where he's going to be worked in. It's just going to take a little bit of time until we do. I know there is going to be a point, just like the Awakened version of Sophia, guys. We went through, we found a place that she is actually being utilized in a lot of different game modes. We're going to see the same with him. It just might take a little bit more time for the simple fact that he's new and he is pretty unique. When you look at the build that we have within there, he is definitely a pretty unique hero within AFK Arena. Again, we're going to have to see. Is he going to be used? In my opinion, absolutely, guys. There's going to be a place for Sophia, without a doubt. Already is kind of a place for Sophia. Ivan being very new, same thing. We're going to have to wait and see exactly where the place for him comes out. Beast Ground, I have 2,100, which is awesome. I already have 3 at 15, guys. Let's do a couple summons in here. What do I need here? I got a 14, so I need 4 more copies. Let's go ahead and lure, and I didn't even know I had this many. So there is a rock lizard. I don't want to overbuild them. I'm trying to get everyone to 15 to build them out. But you can see, guys, it takes, and it's very expensive. There's our fox to build all of these out. There's another copy of the rock lizard. Rock lizard was, I believe, only at 13 or 14. But again, we're going to build these out to 15. We're trying to get to everyone to 15. Then, of course, it's going to be 18 after that. So what do we got? We can actually take her. There's 5 there, so we'll go right here. Level up, so we have no more there. So 14, and then he's only at 12. See, all of these are at 12, guys. But I have the first 3 built. Now, again, I need 4 there, 4 there, 2 more there. We only have 600 left. Beasts take a long time, guys. Beasts do take a long time, but I tell you what, they have a very significant impact in AFK Arena. They really do. So we have 2 copies there. Again, I'm going to wait to see when we get one of these closer. But you know what? I can drop 2 on the lizard. Where's he at? Right there. That's going to take him up 1 level higher, guys. We are getting much closer. And I'm going to go in here, since rock lizard usually use right here. Boom. That takes him to 13. So looking at the resonance, we have 15, 14, 13, and 12. So we have 4 more that we have to continue to build, guys, to get to this level 15. We're getting there. Little by little, guys. It takes a long time for the beast resonance. It really does. Our hero still broke. Raccoon 9 of 9 is also a problem. Raccoon is really strong. The real question is, can we get a Furry Hippo birthday cake flavor tier list? We could. That's actually a good idea, Darren. The birthday cake flavor tier list, we might be able to come up with something like that. Alna Grez comp or Alna Amelia. Alna Amelia doesn't need to go together. Alna Grez will work incredibly well. Even if you throw Amelia in there, that will work incredibly well. And I think we got a new subscriber. I'm not sure. I didn't catch that one, but Robin, a new subscriber. Again, closer to that 34,000 mark, which is awesome. What is the best formation for the Brutal Citadel? Depends who you have. Now questions like that, Samir, or excuse me, Trollface, are very super subjective to who you have. if I say, yeah, best in here, absolutely Brutus. Crucio's in here. We have Kren in here. If you're only running one team incredibly well, run Anasa in here, run Sophia in here. Use the formation tab, guys. The available formations for the heroes that you have built, this is a gold mine of progression going through here, because it's hard, because if there are specific heroes like the Awakened heroes that you do not have built, best formation is, of course, Brutus. Brutus does incredibly, incredibly well. Finally got my Chad to 30960. Alna is almost finished. Not sure if I need her to get her for E30. Nope, Alna doesn't need engraving at all, Sivu. Wouldn't build him. Who's the best Awakened right now? Belinda. Belinda is still the absolute best. Isn't general consensus that after 12, go straight to 18 for chosen heroes? I kind of go back and forth, and the reason is right now, Leman, is there are so many pets that are used for so many game modes. With having 6 or 7 teams across the board, I could build 1 or 2 pets up to 18, but again, all the other pets would be much lower. Again, you could go straight to 18 with a couple of them, and I believe Ciro's guide, that's what it was talking about, is there's a few to take to 18, but with the pets coming out in, with having new pets, I don't want to keep getting all of the new pets that come out to 12. I want to get them to 15. I want to get them to 18, really, depending where we want to build them. Does Merlin need E60? No, he does not. I do not have Merlin at 60. I have him at 30 right now. The 60 can help a little bit, just because when you look, though, you're only going from a 30% reduction to a 40% reduction for a lot of different game modes. Again, the E60 in him, for my opinion, is kind of an overinvestment, just for the fact you're only getting that 10% bonus. It's the same kind of theory with Anasta, or excuse me, with Astar. Even here, you're going from a 40 mitigation to a 60 mitigation. So not an incredible game changer for where the heroes are being used. Please, can you update the hero tier list? I will, John, and I'll do one for August. I know I missed July's. I will update the tier list in there, absolutely. Is Athalia the priority after Belinda? You could do Athalia. You could go, there's the tier list really deviates after you get past Belinda, guys. You could go with building a low-level Solus. You could go for Athalia, which again has a lot of utility, but Baden still has a lot of utility. There's a couple of Awakened heroes. Athalia, a lot of players are going Athalia. The reason behind it is the tower. The Celestial Tower, guys, you lack damage in the Celestial Tower, and you do forever. That is the reason why a lot of players are going with Athalia. Matria still has quite a bit of utility. And again, it's going to be interesting to see who is coming down the pipeline for the Graveborns and for the Wilder heroes to see exactly who to build. Before I forget, guys, let me hop over. I want to do my viewer giveaway. We love doing this every single time. It is something that I love doing for the gifting of the membership. So we're going to do the gifting of the membership. Let me hop over, gift membership. And there we go, guys. It'll pop up in just a minute with the gifting of the membership. And I love doing this every single time. It's a way to give back to you guys. But it's cool. A60 is huge. Yeah, and that's it. So the 40 to 60, big thing, Camille, is we're not seeing it used as many places. So a star used to be huge when it did the damage that she put out. Right now, short of the tower, a star is not really being used in a lot of different places. So unfortunately, at this point, again, the utility of the hero has went down a lot. If you already had her built, great. When she was at her peak, she was used in a lot of different places. As of now, doesn't seem like, again, there are a ton of different places that she is being used. And look at that, guys. Trollface was gifted a membership. Congratulations for the membership there, Trollface. It is awesome to see. Congratulations. So, all right, guys. So we built out Trishia a little bit, which was awesome. Added some more furniture on Sophia. Also did build out Ivan. We're going to have to see again exactly where Ivan is going to be used. Again, I know he is going to be used somewhere, guys. We're just going to have to see the utility that we have with this hero. As a support hero, as a Graveborn hero, the towers, absolutely. But I want to see where else he is going to be built in there. And look at that, Night Shiver, 5 more memberships. That is absolutely crazy. That is awesome. Big shout out to Night Shiver. What's your opinion of Brutus? Brutus is slowly falling down the tier list, John. So unfortunately, it seems like this awakened version of Brutus, as much as I love him, he is having a lot less utility. We have seen a lot less utility from this hero, guys. It kind of stinks because I still absolutely personally love his design, but it seems like his utility is going down quite a bit. We're not seeing him in as many formations. And as we continue to see more awakened heroes, it's going to do the exact same thing. So what do we have? Mutated, Bar, Le Man was gifted, John, Sivu, and Peter was gifted as well, which is awesome. Should I build him or Solus first? Honestly, I still like Solus. I feel like she still has a lot of utility just because she is support. In the future, I hope they do more clan quest events. Absolutely. 100%, you are right on, Mickey. I want to see them do a lot of things when it comes into the guild, when it comes into the guild aspect, guys. I feel like this is still, and I say this all the time, and I say it to Lilith, and I say it to AFK Arena. I feel like the whole guild aspect is a huge miss for this game, and revamping it, redesigning it, even if they want my input, please contact me. I feel like that is really the big part that we're missing in AFK Arena is the ability to actually go in here and do stuff in collaboration, in build, in development with your guild. I think it would be absolutely huge. Emery, a new subscriber. Thank you for subbing, guys. But that will do it for our stream. Happy Sunday to you guys. And again, thank you for all of the birthday wishes. It was really, really cool to be back and be able to stream with you guys. We actually came back late on Friday, so it was cool. Is Raku good for Scarlet, Damon, Rowan, and Mishka? Yes, Raku will work because remember, Raku still does provide some crowd control, which is awesome. Who do I build after Belinda? You can go with Solus. You can go with the awakened version of Athalia, John. There's a couple in there again that have a lot of utility. How much to invest in Ivan? That is still kind of on the fence, guys. Right now, I went with the plus 30 because of the engraving. We're gonna add some furniture on him, or because of the energy in there. And then all of this, again, we're going to have to wait, Boatman, to see exactly where the utility of this hero comes from and see if the plus 30, if the plus 60 is required. I don't see the 60 being required just as a haste reduction, but it looks like the plus 30 right here is going to help a lot because when the squire dies, they lose 300 energy and it's a form of crowd control, which means PvP aspect very, very strong. But the haste aspect would be very strong in there as well. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining me. It is awesome to do the stream. Definitely got a lot more content coming, which is awesome. AFK Arena, 101,000 diamonds, guys. We are saving for the new hypo, which I'm thinking is going to be next. I think the next is going to be a mauler, or it could be a form of a hypo. If you checked out Dolly's dialogue, I think it's going to be one or the other. But again, guys, that'll do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining me. And as always, thank you guys for watching.